Hi, my name is Shell. Thank you for coming to check out this flow. If you enjoy it, I have a website with lots of flows just like this one. We also have meditations, workshops, guest instructors, lots of things yoga. So come check us out if you have a good time today. Hello, you guys. Welcome back to day 2 of our 5-day Yoga Bum Challenge. I'm glad you decided to come back. Today, we are going to get started in a tabletop position. So when you're ready, make your way there. And we're going to start moving right away. So once your wrists are under your shoulders, your knees are under your hips. Maybe start to move through some cat-cow postures, following your breath. On your inhale, you're looking up. On your exhale, you're rounding. Trying to move along the full range of motion that your spine has to offer. On your inhales, really compressing those vertebrae, bending your back. On your exhales, creating space between the vertebrae and rounding as much as you can. And then as you're moving here along your spine with your breath, I'd like you to choose an intention for this practice. Maybe it's an energy, an affirmation, a mantra, maybe an I am statement. Maybe I am strong, I am confident, I'm full of love, I am excited for my future. Something that you can return to when your mind starts to wander and you need to recenter yourself. Start to incorporate some more movement here, maybe some side to side movement. Maybe you're moving between a child's pose and a cobra. Whatever would feel nice on your spine here. So nice. Returning to a neutral place, extend your right leg long behind you, and then just rock forward and back on your toes. Looking to open up through the back of that right leg a bit. Warming up your wrists. And then engage that right glute. Keep your toes flexed towards the ground. Lift your leg so that it's level with your torso. Stabilizing through your core. And then reach forward with your left arm. You're going to crunch everything together. Bring your left elbow to tap your right knee. And then re-extend. Elbow to knee, re-extend. Last time, elbow to knee, re-extend, lifting for just one more breath. And then exhale, come back to the tabletop position. Extend your left leg behind you, rocking forward and back on your left toes. And then engage that left leg, float it up off the mat, toes are flexed down. And then extend your right arm forward. Elbow to knee, crunch everything together. Re-extend. Elbow to knee. Re-extend. Last time, elbow to knee. Re-extend, holding for just one breath. And then go ahead and release back to the tabletop. Take your knees out. Press back to a child's pose here. Noticing your breath on the mat. And taking a moment to return to your mantra, your I am statement, whatever you have chosen to dedicate this flow to. Clearing your mind of anything else. From here, we're going to shift forward to a puppy pose. Bring your knees together. Reaching forward with your arms, let your chest melt toward the ground. This is an uncomfortable pose. Instead of focusing on how uncomfortable it is, send all of your breath towards that focus that you've chosen. Breathing into that, melting your chest towards the ground. One more inhale here. And then exhale, moving right back to a child's pose. Lift up just a little bit here so that you can slide your right hand underneath your left. Sink your hips back down. You're trying to keep your shoulders square to the mat here. Looking for a stretch in that outer right shoulder. Should not be too hard to find. Lift up, we're moving over to the other side. Thread your left arm under your right, keeping your shoulders square to the ground. So nice. Go ahead and release that left arm. Tuck your toes, lift your hips. Our first downward facing dog. A really long torso here. A really long spine. No tension in your neck. Your gaze should be back and up towards your thighs. If your knees need to be bent or your heels need to be lifted, that's better than having a round spine. Bend your knees, come up onto your tippy toes, and tippy toe your way up to the top of your mat. Hands to your shins, look out. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up with a flat spine, arms and gaze overhead. Exhale, release your arms to your side. Shake out your legs a little bit. Inhale, arms and gaze lift right back up. Exhale, dive forward. Inhale, look out with a flat spine. You know where we're going. Plant your hands. High plank, moving through the push-up. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. From this down dog, shift forward to a high plank. We're only here for a couple breaths. And then drop down onto your forearms. Fingers spread nice and wide. Your gaze is up between your thumbs. And then from here, start to walk your feet in towards your elbows. This is called dolphin. It is very spicy on your shoulders. Try and keep your chest open, no collapsing. Gaze is between your thumbs. Maybe walk your feet in a little closer, lift your hips a little higher. Returning to your mantra when it gets hard. And then walk it back out. Drop down onto your knees, child's pose release. Allowing your breathing to slow. And then when you're ready, move back to a downward facing dog. From this down dog, we're going to move to our right side warrior two. So you're going to step your right foot up between your hands, drop your left heel, windmill your arms open, right arm is reaching forward, left arm is reaching back. Sinking really deep into that right knee for just one more breath. And then you'll straighten that right leg. You might need to step up just a little bit with your left foot, but your feet are still perpendicular to one another. Your arms are still out to a T. We're going to take triangle pose. You're going to reach forward with that right hand and then down. Taking that right hand somewhere on your shin or your ankle. Maybe a block if you have one handy. Just making sure your left shoulder stays over your right and your left hip stays over your right hip. You should feel like you're squished in between two walls. Release your left hand down. We're moving to a pyramid pose. So step up about 12 inches with your left foot. Bringing your feet a little bit closer. Feet point forward. Hips point forward. Both legs are straight. A really nice hamstring stretch. Breathing into the back of your right leg. From here, we're going to move towards a standing split. So bring your hands to frame that right foot, shifting all of your weight into your right leg. Extend your left leg behind you. This can look like a standing L, a standing V. It doesn't need to be a straight line. The important thing is a sensation in the back of your right leg and that you're using your left glute to lift that leg as high as you can. Go ahead and release. Look out with a flat spine and then fold over your legs. Inhale, rise up, flat back. Exhale, arms to your side, Samastitihi. Inhale, arms and gaze lift. Exhale, dive forward. Inhale, look out. Exhale, you know where we're going. Drop down onto your knees if you need to. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, a downward facing dog. Shift your weight forward, a high plank. Rounding through your upper back. Hands really pressing the floor away from you. Drop down onto your forearms, gaze between your thumbs. Start to walk your toes in. We've been here. Return to your mantra, return to your I am statement, pressing the floor away from you. Really strong breath. Walk in just another inch or two. And then walk it out. Knees out nice and wide. Press back, child's pose. Good job, you guys. Dolphin is a tough one, but it's so great for building that shoulder strength. Tuck your toes, lift your hips. We're moving back to a down dog. Moving towards warrior two on the left. Left foot points forward. Right foot points side to side. Your gaze is over your left hand. Sinking really deep into that left knee. And then straighten that left leg. Triangle on this side. Reach forward and down with your left hand. Everything is stacked. Your gaze is towards your right hand. Maybe slide that left hand down, maybe even to the floor if you can do it without this right shoulder falling in. Stay stacked. Drop your right hand, step up, square your hips. Pyramid here on the left. Release your head and neck, breathing into that left hamstring. Hands frame your left foot. We're moving to standing splits here. All of your weight into the left leg. Lift your right leg as high as you can. Drawing your torso closer to your left leg, your standing leg. One more breath. And release your right leg next to your left. Hang really heavy here. Inhale, rise up with a flat back. Exhale, arms to your side. Shake out your legs. Awesome job. No more dolphin, I promise. Inhale, arms and gaze lift. Exhale, dive forward. Move through your vinyasa if you would like. If you would rather just step back to a downward facing dog, please do. That is completely up to you. Lift your right leg behind you, a 3-leg down dog. Step that foot up between your hands. Drop down onto your left knee, a low lunge. Your hands can be wherever you want. Hands to your hips, hands to that right thigh, pressing it away from you. Hands to heart center, hands to the ground or on blocks. Lots and lots of options. Sit your hips back, a half split. Flex your right toes towards your face. And then rebend that right leg. Just a couple more breaths here. Try to sink to your deepest point. Open up that left hip flexor. And then both hands come inside of that right foot. We're moving towards lizard. Dropping down onto your forearms if you would like. taking a moment to notice where your thoughts are. If they've wandered, bring them back to that mantra, to that intention. Whatever you are focusing your energy towards in this practice. Start to rise up, walk your hands in if they're not already. We are twisting towards the right. And as you do this, your right knee should end up on top of your left knee. Option number 1. Option number 2 is right shin on top of left shin. Take your pick. Now we're going to add in a tricep stretch here. Reach your right arm overhead and then bring your right hand to your upper back. Option number 1, left hand to your right elbow, pressing down, opening up that tricep, or left hand behind your back, connecting your fingers, and then pulling down on that right arm, opening it up that way. Go ahead and release your arms. Unwind back towards the top of your mat, back towards that lizard. And then you'll just step your right foot back, a downward facing dog. If you want to take the push-up, it's up to you. From here, stepping your left foot up, dropping down onto your right knee, a low lunge here. Again, hands wherever you want. So nice. Sit your hips back, a half split. Flex your left toes towards your face. Lengthen the back of your left leg. Back to the low lunge for just another couple of breaths. Sink to your lowest point. From here, we're moving towards lizard, both hands inside of that left foot. Maybe dropping down onto your forearms. Sending your breath towards your hips and your intention. Start to walk your hands back in, this time twisting to the left. You'll end up with your left knee or your left shin stacked on top of your right knee or your right shin. This time, reaching up with your left arm, left hand to your upper back, either pressing down on that elbow or connecting your hands behind your back. Sitting up nice and tall. Go ahead and release. Unwind back towards the top of your mat. Step your left foot back, a downward facing dog. And then lift your right leg, a 3-leg down dog. Step that leg up. Your right ankle comes across your body towards your left wrist, moving towards a pigeon. Square off your hips. And then release forward. Winding things down here. Sinking deeper with each exhale. If your thoughts wander or get distracted, bring them back. Walk your hands in. Step your right leg back, a downward facing dog. Lift your left leg behind you, 3-leg down dog. Step that foot up, bring the foot across towards your right hand, finding a pigeon on the left, and folding forward here. Strong inhales and exhales in and out your nose. I love having a mantra in my day-to-day life that, similarly as we do in yoga, when things get painful or you get frustrated or stressed, something that you can return to center yourself, clear your mind, take a couple deep breaths, and then move forward from there. Walk your hands in. Step your left foot back. Bend your knees, look forward. Tippy toe your feet up towards your hands. Look out with a flat spine. And then fold. Hang really heavy here. Slowly bring your hips down to the mat. Rolling all the way down, pull your knees into your chest. Take your arms out to a T. Let both legs fall over to the right. Take your gaze over your left shoulder. Maybe close down your eyes. We're just going to take this on the other side and then move towards Savasana. Bring your legs through center, over to the other side. Even if your eyes are closed, take your chin towards your right shoulder. Come back to center, pull your knees into your chest. Wrap your arms around your shins, forehead to your knees, curl up in a ball, give yourself a tight squeeze, and then release, taking your legs long in front of you, arms at your side, open to the ceiling. Let go of your breath. Let your inhales and exhales be natural. Taking your mind to a quiet, safe place. Relaxing every muscle in your body. Savasana. Start to reawaken. Bringing an awareness back to your mat, back to your breath. Maybe lick your lips. Wiggle your fingers and your toes. And gradually finding bigger movements. Maybe give yourself a hug. or find a happy baby. Whatever comes naturally here. You'll take the next few breaths to make your way back up to a seated place. Hands to heart center when you get there. Thank you for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed that flow. I hope you feel great. Tomorrow, day 3, is going to be focused on back bending, which is my personal favorite. I hope to see you there. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Namaste.